Angels, man. Yeah, angels is a combination of things that were on me. Forget about what me I was on. It's the,
This
the
is me,
things
man.
It's
I'm the
all
yeah,
good.
me.
it's the things that are on me, oh, Baba. In 2011, I spent a year in Essex County Correctional Facility. Around that time, I was facing deportation charges in New Jersey. I think they were coming from Ohio. So I moved to the States in '04, and started what I would call my journey in different industries. Unfortunately for me, one of the first industries was the streets. You
Wow.
understand?
Yeah.
We can call that an industry. There's a lot of money out there.
Yeah.
So anyway, Sha, through the ups and downs in life, a lot of things happened from Ohio. I lost some good friends. Sold a lot of things. Just to keep it diplomatic. And I must say, it's not everything in this world that is for everybody. Especially depending on what your bloodline or what your ancestors are coming from. Some things, if you try and do it and it's not in your ancestral bloodline, there will be blockages. So I come from a deeply Islamic bloodline, and so a lot of times I'll be doing these things and the blockages will come. I'll either get caught, I'll either, all my friends will get away free, and only me, I'll be the ones in cuffs. So angels addresses a lot of these things, a lot of the obstacles from the decisions I was making, and some of these obstacles, I guess, ended up influencing me in a positive way to get into the positive light and get away from the negative light or the negativity, because I don't think there's light over there. um and then at 30 years old, so all of this happened, from '04 to let's say 2011. I was heavy. I was doing a lot heavy. And so, Allah being so great and merciful, I actually spent my 30th birthday, doing the charge and doing the time. And around that time, once I got into jail, Allah being so great and merciful, I started picking up the holy scriptures. And these scriptures, once you start trying to find light, here comes the clouds. That's why I was talking about the things that were on me. Here comes the dark clouds trying to scare me away from the books. And in the midst of all of this, here comes the shaitan, the Satan himself, in different forms, always trying to, either in a female form, trying to seduce me, or finally appeared to me in its own form. And God knows, I was so shook that night. So now fast forward, 2018, my late father, Mr. Muhammad Lamin Mansouri, may his soul rest in peace, passed. And so I just had to leave behind those industries in Brooklyn and in Jersey at this time, which is where I was living, and move back home and take over his hard work and everything that he had left behind. So there was a lot of things on me too once I got back, not realizing that he has his own enemies and his own, a lot of people around trying to weren't too happy about the fact that I was coming in and trying to rearrange what they disorganized, and arrange it and put things according to the will that he left behind. And in that element and in that space, now a lot of spirituality, curses, and attempts on my life came to pass. And Allah being so great and merciful, from the work I had been doing with the Quran in 2011, 2012, these began to open light and send guidance angels and jinns to guide and protect me. So so angel music has always been for me a real thing. Music is not a joke. I don't I
Of
don't I
course.
don't I
Absolutely.
don't write and or tap into music, for anything but seriousness. You understand? So if you go through my catalog, starting from Foreign Exchange Hustler 2006, the mixtape series that I started releasing before I made my first record that exploded me on the scene, Streets of Africa, which featured M1 from Dead Prez. Yeah, I'm always serious on my records. serious.
I
So
just wanted to say our condolences, man. First of
Yeah,
all,
oh,
definitely.
mashallah, thank you very much, thank you very much.
of course.
So when it was time to start writing in Africa again, the experiences that I was going through was very very intentional,
Mm.
that I raise the bar and allow people in, and also expose darkness for what it is. You understand?
So you
And that
recognize a
brought
lot
us
of these
to Angel.
people. Like,
I'm sorry.
no, you're no. I'm sorry to put you off, but I just was gonna ask about what you're saying. Like, when it comes to this kind of like vivid spectrum or perspective, rather, real vivid reality of what you're writing. Does it bother you when people kind of create their own imaginative story with their music and kind of maybe fabricate a few details of their lifestyle in a way, you know?
It doesn't bother me too much, because before I will go and listen to your music, I would really have to have. I choose what I hear. If you
Mm-hmm.
just let anything in, that's when you begin to bother. And I'm very sensitive, so I can't just listen to anything. If I hear three bars and it's
Mm,
rubbish and it's nonsense, I just keep it moving. You understand?
yeah.
Mhm.
Uh,
Same.
I just can't let any kind of rapper, and I'm still stuck on very old, you know, music. The people that I respect what they write, because I know where they are coming from. You
Right.
understand? This afternoon I was just vibing to "She Will" by Little Wayne. A lot of people might think
Oh,
that, oh my God, Little Wayne might not be the realest rapper, but to me that's one of the realest niggas alive, because he also, that man can tap into his past experiences and the realness, as abstract as he can get. She Will, I was listening to that in jail in 2011. So you understand, I'm still there. You understand?
of
I don't
course.
just, I can't listen to, all due respect, I can't listen to Post Malone, I can't listen to some of these guys. I just let them be, all due respect. I can't tap into that. But I just tap into what I know, from people that have been writing. The other day I was writing my top 11, and I don't think there's anybody in that list that just speaks rubbish. You understand?
It's like with
That
music, you kind of you paused the world when you went to jail, and now the world is starting to spin again for you, but you can't go any faster than 24 hours in a day in a sense of what music was when you went in.
exactly. That's a
Mm.
very exactly 100%.
Like you'll move forward with the new music from today forward. You'll integrate that with your life, and you listen to the new stuff as it comes out. When you know, you'll pick and choose what you like. But as far as like all the music that came out from 2011 to now, yeah, you might as well just stick to what you know, and because it would be
Yeah,
if that was me, like
exactly.
I would, yeah.
I just stick to what I know, and I listen to a lot. I write a lot. I'm always busy
Mm,
on
Mhm.
me. You understand? I have
right.
so much unreleased music that I really don't have time,
Of
to
course.
start going into somebody else's universe, because my universe is, I always say the soul is a bottomless
Very
pit.
tight,
My
universe.
spirit, my shield. You understand?
Mm,
So my body is my atmosphere. So I'm still discovering myself. How much
Mm.
more, can I dedicate time to and I also appreciate and respect that every artist should be in this zone of discovering their self. So if you start dedicating time to other artists, then you start discovering them. You can get lost in their universe, and if their universe is completely, if they are in Mars and you are in Earth, that journey is far away. We are not angels. We can't move at the speed of light. You understand? So it will take us a longer time to come back to our universe. And so, I try to keep it in my universe, because that's a lot. It's a lot, going on in there, and that allows me to
last thing I'll say,
meditate.
Will Smith said, "You need to protect your light with your life." And your life may sound like it's important, but what's inside of your life, your spirit, your real actual essence, is way more powerful than anything
Mm.
you ever. And so, like, if
One,
you're really protect, like you're saying, you don't listen to a lot of things in that same way. And so it's like if you really protect what you're hearing, protecting what you're saying and how you speak to people, protecting your posture and your body language to people, all these things will matter in the sense of your own personal peace.
Whew.
100%.
And
100%. Especially, musicians, we are like sponges. It's very easy to
Oh
absorb
yeah,
things. You understand? So, knowing that your filters, I keep telling people, don't be angry, because if you have the right filters and as many as possible,
Hmm.
before that anger will filter through. You
Yeah, I
understand?
believe that really is the key. The
You
filter.
should. Yeah, they are
A
very
lot of
important.
people they
and with infiltration, there is an exit of infiltration. You have to let that go. You have to
right,
release them from your
right,
mind. You can't just hold on to it. You'll hate them
exactly.
forever.
And that's the thing too. Like we have to learn how to take things in and take things out. Like even though like I agree with what you guys say, I'm like protect yourself. You cannot escape
Totally.
the bad things. The bad things are everywhere. You know what I
No,
mean?
they're
So we
everywhere.
all have to be able to be
Have some
durable.
form of mental protection. Yeah.
Yes, yes, and be able to be durable to take those things in and be able to take them out and just move through life. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm.
So,